Okay, welcome back to another how-to video. And today we're talking about our project which we named Ship to Factory. And the reason we called it that is because it simulates containers coming off a ship and a truck taking those containers to a factory somewhere hundreds or thousands of kilometers away. And so the first part of this project is to basically build a simple container, no tall walls or roof. It's not enclosed, it's very open actually. So what we've done is made up some cylinders, which are the parts that are being shipped. And prior to this, I actually just cut the cylinders. They're approximately almost 5 centimeters. So it's 2-inch PVC pipe. And I just cut them and drilled some holes on both sides and put some wire in it so that they can be picked up by a crane later in the project. And I just put some yellow tape on the top, not for show, but just to cover the holes on the cylinders. You can use anything. You can use pieces of wood as long as there's a little bit of weight to them. That's what you need, and that's part of the challenge as well. So what we've done is just cut a piece of cardboard, and now the kids will have to measure. So it's a very good problem for their measuring skills. And what they do is they have to fit the 4 containers on the cardboard like this, and they actually have to measure. So I've pre-measured mine just to save some time, but they have to measure the 4 pieces together and see how big it has to be. But they also have to remember that their container has sides, so they have to take that into account. So when they put some sides on, they have to remember that their cardboard piece has to be the right size. Okay, so they have to think about the width of the walls, and also one set has to be a little shorter so they fit properly. Okay, and it's not going to fit exactly, but they'll get fairly close, and they should do a pretty good job at it. So all we do is take your walls and hot glue them. I don't have my glasses on, so I hope I get the cardboard. And there we go, there's one side. And this part does not take long at all. The hardest part is just kids waiting for glue guns if there's not enough. Okay, and then you do the other side. And I don't have one pre-made because I thought I'd do this live, not live, but as you see it. Okay, I'm also using hot glue on this conference table, which I probably shouldn't be doing. So now the inside pieces, which are a little shorter. Okay, and it glues like this. So basically you're building a box. You're building a box to hold your cylinders, as we call them here. That's what our shipping product is. Okay, and then one more, and then we will have our container. Okay, so it's fairly simple and fairly durable once the glue hardens. Okay, so now we have our container, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the inside corners as well, just to keep them nice and stable, because these will be used quite a bit and they might get banged around a lot, and the last thing you want is for them to break apart. Okay, but they will have to be repaired from time to time. We've had a few groups already that have had to repair their containers, and this is a critical part. And I warn them about this because it needs to be the right size, and the right size means not too big, not too small. Because if it's too small, then the containers, or the cylinders, the load that's in the containers won't come out easily. And for the final step of this whole project or this challenge, the containers need to come out easily. Okay, and these actually fit in fairly nicely. It could be a little tighter, and mine measures, it's about 12 centimeters by 12 centimeters, okay? I think I could have made it a little tighter just to keep them a little snug in there, but that's okay. If it's a little big, that's fine too. That doesn't really matter, okay? And they do need to put them in once the container is done, just to see if it fits properly, and it does fit properly. Okay, so now, hopefully my glue is dry enough that I can do the next part. Now, the container will need hooks, because your crane that is taking the container off the ship, okay, so this is the container coming off the ship, and it's going to be loaded onto a chassis or a truck, okay, and we're going to show you the crane portion in the next video. But for these, all I've done is I have a whole bunch of little wires that I try to find when Christmas is over. These are they're curled, and I think they're for hanging Christmas ornaments. And at your store or grocery store after Christmas, they have these on sale for next to nothing. So I usually end up buying all the packages. They come curled, so I need a volunteer or two to straighten them out, but they're hard to see. They're very thin wire, and they come in 2 different sizes, and these are perfect for any makerspace project or any science type project. So all I tell the kids to do is just bend it around your finger, okay, and just make it kind of so it looks a little bit like that. That's all you have to do, and you can even twist it on the bottom too if you want. All right, sometimes their fingers aren't really strong enough to do that, but that's okay, that doesn't matter. So you twist them all around, right, because you're trying to make little eyelet hooks, okay, and these are going to go on the container. So there's one, and there's different ways they can attach this, and I usually leave my sample out for this so they can decide if they want to use my example, or some have done it a different way, and that's fine too. And once again, I always remind them that the hooks need to be strong enough to lift the 4 cylinders by some string. Now what you can do is, because cardboard has the holes in it, you can just basically push the wires in the holes, and you can run some glue in it or around it, okay? And that's what I've done, because I try to tell the students that if there's a simple way to do it, use it, right? Try not to spend too much time thinking about it, okay? And I found that this way works reasonably well, okay? And once again, I should have put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Now one more, and because they're not going to stay in there all by themselves, we need to add some glue to the mix. Okay, we just put some glue on top, some glue up here, and you could actually put some glue on the hole, take them out, put some glue in the hole, and then put them back in again. But I find that this seems to work pretty good. And once again, if it doesn't work and they break free, then you just need to repair it, that's all. And that's a pretty simple fix. And they harden nicely. And the direction is important too. And what I try to do is give them little hints as we go along to say that you're going to be lifting it with these, so it'd be nice if everything was facing the same way. So the guys on the dock are able to put the chains or the ropes on nicely when it comes time to lift your container. So there you have, there's your container. Short sides, 12 by 12, not too big. Same size approximately as your pieces that are going in it. And as I said, you can use other pieces of something else. You can use square blocks if you want, and then you can screw little hooks in it for the hook. But it does need to have something to be able to lift it up for the last part of this this project. Okay, so that's it. And the next video will show you our dockside crane that we're using, or an example of one, and just some of the details about how to design and build that as well. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.